The UN Secretary General, through his spokesperson Stefan, has expressed deep concern over the recent reports of violence and killings by security forces, describing it as terrible. The UN spokesperson told reporters on Monday that the Security Council have called for an immediate stop to the violence and invited the parties to pursue dialogue and reconciliation. Here is more of that.
On the global vaccination map, there is still a whole swath of African countries awaiting supplies from Libya to Madagascar. These countries do not even feature in the WHO's vaccination statistics. The picture is similar in Central Asia, as well as individual countries such as North Korea, Cuba, and Bosnia. Addressing a special segment on COVID-19 of the Economic and Social Council Forum on Financing for Development, Guterres said the virus is dangerous everywhere if it's spread unchecked anywhere.
Just 10 countries across the world account for around 75% of global vaccinations. Many countries have yet to start vaccinating their healthcare workers and most vulnerable citizens. A global vaccine gap threatens everyone's health and well-being. The virus is dangerous everywhere if it spreads unchecked anywhere. And global value chains do not function if one link is broken. Some estimates put the global cost of unequal access and vaccine hoarding at more than $9 trillion.
The Secretary General said since the pandemic began 1 year ago, no element of multilateral response has gone as it should, as more than 3 million people have lost their lives.
Since the pandemic began 1 year ago, no element of our multilateral response has gone as it should. More than 3 million people have lost their lives. Some 120 million people have fallen back into extreme poverty, while the equivalent of 255 million full-time jobs have been lost. We have seen the worst recession in 90 years, and the crisis is far from over.
Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, in his opening speech to the forum, said the international community must ensure that the vaccine is available everywhere as soon as possible.
The international community must ensure that the vaccine is available to everyone, everywhere, as soon as possible. If not, the virus will roam around and come back. Production of the vaccine must be ramped up. Patent and technology transfer restrictions should be waived to enable this. Vaccine nationalism and export restrictions are deplorable, as is the use of the vaccine to advance national foreign policy objectives.
More than 600 million vaccinations have taken place worldwide, according to the World Health Organization. But while close to 100% of other nations' population have already been vaccinated, countries like Nicaragua are still waiting to receive their first doses of vaccine. The WHO Secretary General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus referred to the situation on Tuesday as a farce. He called for the global production to be cranked up and vaccines to be fairly distributed to tackle the acute phase of the pandemic. For iAfrica News, I am Fatima.